Welcome, welcome, welcome to Real Perspectives. I am your host, LeTonya Moore, and I am super excited about tonight's episode. Mario Brown and I have some awesome guests with us. We have Miss Felicia Smith. You guys know her. She was with us before, and we had an absolutely awesome time. And then joining us a little bit later is going to be Mr. Saafir Malik. And as you guys know, listen, we're going to be talking about, ladies and gentlemen, why you mad when somebody don't want you, right? So Mario, listen, you got to jump in because we had to get back to our relationship reality and our taboo topics. But at the end of the day, this is something that I think we all have dealt with so many different things. And so I'm gonna let you take it from there, Mario.
Well, I thought it was time for us to get back as well. I think when we talked about it, we love doing these shows and we love the interaction from our guests. But we were talking about, I think you were looking at a timeline with a friend of yours. And once he made it clear that he wasn't interested, women were looking at him on his timeline. They were saying, "You fine." And he was doing something concerning relationships. And so one of the comments, I believe, LeTonya, was he said something like one of the females said, "I don't feel sorry for you because you fine, and I don't feel sorry for you. You can get anybody you want because you fine, and I'm trying to get with you," whatever it was. And then he stopped responding to her, and she got offended. She became offended. You remember that?
Okay, yeah. Let me clarify just a bit. So Someone posted about how they had been approached about, I think it may have been maybe like a podcast interview or a speaking engagement. And so in the negotiations, as part of that, they were asking questions about, I guess, whether he was attached or unattached. Hopefully, one day we're going to have him on to talk about the details. But at the end of the day, when he let this person know, like, he's not interested in even having that conversation, the whole tone changed. And so the question was posed, what do you do in that situation? Has anyone else, ever experienced that? And so, of course, in looking at some of the comments, some of the ladies was like, "I don't feel sorry for you, like you fine, right?" And I mean, other people were like, my whole thing was, those are the types of things that, it's kind of par for the course. Like, you're going to get that at some point in your career, no matter what it is that you do, just because, you have to deal with people. But it was very interesting to me that, I don't know, that people were just like, well, I mean, you fine, so what's the big deal?
Well, when we talked about it, I felt like, Bechet is a nice looking brother. And so when you start talking about relationships like that, and I think that maybe he was lamenting a little bit about that, there's sometimes, because I watched some of his stuff, the difficulty sometimes in a brother dating. And so I think her response was like, I don't feel sorry for you because you're fine. And that to some women makes it appear that it's so much easier for us to go out and just have our pick. Now, I understand the ratio issue. But it doesn't mean that every dude out here, because he's fine or whatever, is going to knock down everything he possibly can. And the sad part about it is that when we do pull back from that, we get backlash. And nobody really wants to talk about the backlash that the brother gets now when he says that he does not really want to be bothered. So you don't even play me like that.
Felicia, you know what? Bye. Look, Felicia, go on. Yeah, I'm gonna let you take care of that.
You know why? Because I guess I want to interject a little bit, because why is he mad? Is he mad because he's used to getting everybody and this particular one just happened to turn him down?
No, he wasn't. No. He was responding. No. Let's clarify that. She was trying to take it another way. And she was trying to get with him. She wanted to get with him, and he would not do that because it was professional. You know what I mean? He was doing a professional FaceTime Live where he was really almost counseling or whatever. And in his subject matter, she tried to twist it a little bit and go another way. And he was like, "Okay, I'm not going to entertain that. This is strictly professional, and I'm not going to entertain you," because she tried to take it another way.
So she was the one mad, not him.
Yeah. Absolutely. He wasn't.
Well, I mean, I guess I was a little thrown off because you threw yourself in there saying when we, get turned.
I'm talking for the brothers, man. Come on, I'm trying to I'm representing brotherhood tonight, Felicia.
But so if she's a little upset, maybe is it something, that maybe he could have possibly said the wrong way that maybe made her feel like he was trying to come on to her?
Oh, come on, Felicia. Come on. Now, the man is trying to do a professional service. He's offering a professional service.
But you know how, guys, and you know how you all can do. And sometimes you all can say things a little wrong gesture and make a woman feel more than she should feel.
Give me a case in point, Felicia, because I need to know what it is in case I do it and I need to, maybe I don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't know what you do when you're talking to other people, but there could be a time that if you overcompensate the attentiveness or telling her how pretty she looks, I like your hair like that. Some people cannot take that. They really just can't. You have to have a straight conversation. No compliments, no nothing. Just how are you today? Okay, this is the subject matter. You can't go to the left or to the right to start saying some other things and make her feel that, oh, wait, did you hear how you say that? Because sometimes it's mental. Sometimes it's all of what a person hears. How did they perceive you saying one thing? Case in point, I had a relative of mine that he's in ministry, single guy, and all these girls in the church were loving him.
Is he
yes,
fine?
he is.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
That's
so
right.
he looked at pictures of them and he'll say, oh, that's a nice picture. You look like a first lady. Well, she didn't hear him say you look like a first lady. She heard him say you look like you could be my first lady. Certain conversations you got to stay away from. You can't.
Yeah, but you know what? Your cousin now, he know better.
He knew better. I said it.
He know better. Look, first of all, listen. He a pastor. He fine. He done gave this woman a compliment. Not only did he give her a compliment, he said you look like you could be my rib. See, that's what she heard. That's what she heard.
That's what she heard.
Right, but let's get back just 1 second. Let's back up for just a bit because in all fairness, I think the particular situation was like this person was having a conversation to be booked for an opportunity. Mm-hmm. So I don't think it was some of the other times where, some cues can be off, right? But then what struck me was the fact that, okay, the tone changes when you see it ain't gonna be nothing personal. Mm-hmm. That I think is the major concern because that as a professional, that's when the problem happens.
Yeah.
When
they like, okay, I don't have a chance.
Well, let me ask this question. Normally men are the ones who try to redirect the conversation with a female. Is that right? You all agree?
No.
Really? Okay, well, that's good. Let's talk about that. So then that means that men are not the only ones that should be accused of that. Is that correct?
Oh, I think, yeah, I agree with that.
Women do what men do as well.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Right. So what I'm saying though, but you have to agree though, that normally, traditionally, it's the man who is thought to be the redirector. Is that correct? When he sees
I don't think it's that. You listen, at the end of the day, women like a man that is like in a position of power, right? Women, the average woman, now you can have some exceptions, but the average woman don't want to dominate a man because she don't respect him when she can. So society, I think, sort of gives us that impression. Men tend to have more power and tend to be in more positions of power than women. And because of that, I think that's where that comes from. But just thinking about corporate life, just thinking about since I've been out, I know a lot of women that, they try to get theirs too.
Yeah.
With no shame.
Absolutely. But I think that sometimes it's been my experience that when you try to have it, and I think Lisa Riley, one of our persons who's watching tonight, she says you got to have professional boundaries. And I think from men to women, sometimes I've experienced when you try to establish a professional boundary, it creates more of a problem, particularly in my line of work, because it's taken as rejection. Now, I understand in the church or ministry, it's expected that the pastor is supposed to be somewhat close to the members or at least give them that time. But I've experienced a lot of times that when you try to establish those borders and those parameters, there is some feelings of rejection or whatever, and it starts getting real tricky, kind of, sort of. And so I think that we probably are looking at the fact that there are some women who really disrespect that in men. They don't understand why. I mean, they can be very confident, they can feel very great about themselves, but there are some men, and it doesn't mean, because what I've heard is he must be gay. He must be on the down low if he ain't trying to holler. He ain't even tried to holler at me. And we get that, but we can't ever engage a lot of people in that level of conversation because they don't believe it happens. They don't believe it happens, even though they got girlfriends that may say that this dude ain't even tried to holler at me. And I wore this and I wore that. You know, he come around, but he ain't even trying to holler at me. And we do get that. That is a reality just as much as it is for dudes that are always trying to holler at you in the workplace, in the grocery store, wherever you are. You're going to have dudes that come up and try to turn that thing around. But there are just as many women. But for some reason, the brother is kind of held to this standard. Like, you're supposed to at least try. Even if I'm going to reject you, at least try.
Mario, I don't know what was in the communion cup on Sunday, but you are off the chain. Now you just off base with that.
You think so? Wait a minute. I need Saafir.
Listen, at the Kingdom Church.
Oh my God.
Do not use Mad Dog 2020 in the place you want. Get you some grape juice, because I don't know what y'all pastor have been on.
Oh my God.
That right there is.
I will say in the church world, Mario's about 50% right. I'm gonna have to give him a little dap to that. He's about 50% right, because the average male, if he's not approaching, women are going to say, oh, he must be gay. They are going to say it. They are going to hands down say it. Something is wrong with him. Why didn't he look at me? Something got to be wrong with him, because look at me. That's the perception of most, that maybe he's just not interested, or maybe you're not the type that he's looking for. Maybe he's looking for more than what he sees on the outside, or maybe you're showing too much. Maybe what you are putting out there is not the quality of a woman that he's looking for. And right. I think that for the most part, that most women misconstrue that, because they just automatically assume that if you are a real man, you got to be looking at me. Or they have in their mind, I'm gonna put on this outfit, and when I walk in there, his head's gonna turn. They automatically.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you something else that they do in the church now. Don't sleep on them women that fall forward now. You know, fall forward in the glory. Sometimes they have. I'm not saying people don't. Because I think legitimately sometimes that does happen. But real talk, let's talk about that for just a second, though, because those are some very interesting points. Because, again, that goes back to the backlash part. When you say, no, not right now, I'm not interested, whatever that thing is, that those of us that have been in those situations, when we say that, now we're getting that backlash. Like you mentioned, people say, oh, he must be this, oh, he must be that. Sometimes the single pastor got a woman y'all just don't know about, because she ain't in the church. He got somebody. He already in a relationship with somebody. The first lady is really on the doorstep. Y'all just don't know her, right? And
you know what, you being petty. You talking about me? You being petty now? You trying to stir up some stuff? Felicia, go on and help her.
Well, I will say this. I think that, and I don't know how we're getting over, over on this side. Just
because Mario always steers us that way.
He does. He really does. I think that when you look at it in most times, I think that most women are coming in trying to be first lady, and he's probably saying, I just want a wife. I just want somebody that can love me, that's somebody that can deal with my crazy self while I'm at home. Somebody, because you're crazy, right? Somebody that can deal with all of my people and all the hats that I have to wear. She's busy trying to be first lady, and he's saying, look, I'm looking for a wife. Somebody that I can just love, somebody that can just love me. We can build a first lady. We can't build a wife because you can't just love through every situation. And that's an art within itself. And that, because people, women have made up in their mind, if I'm going to go in there to be his first lady, he's going to see me in my hat. He's going to see me dressed a certain way. He's going to know I'm first lady material. And that's not what he's looking for.
They're going to have that embroidered lap cloth.
They got their lap scarf already ready.
It's got the embroidery around it with the lace. Y'all know how it is. She got her white stockings and her black shoes.
And she gonna tell the usher to usher her to the front row.
You know what? I'm gonna say, y'all say, I'm gonna stir this the other way. Well, you two women are professional women, and both of you all serve the public. All right, you come in contact with the public. There are men who I'm sure always, both of you all are very pretty women. So I know that dudes are hollering at you. You all are, I'm going to say, the exception, because let's just go and put it on the table. Both of you all are pretty. You're professional. You're smart. And so you are above average, all right, to most men. So 9 times out of 10, even the ugliest dude is going to at least stare at you for a moment. All right. You all have options. See, that's the thing about it, that y'all got options. Oh yeah, y'all got options. Y'all can walk in a store and it could be 20 of us looking at y'all, and y'all can walk right by and not even care, because y'all know y'all got it like that. Because that confidence, I'm telling you. But here's the thing. You all know completely tonight that you all get that. Y'all can't go to the dry cleaners. Y'all can't do that. And you know what a man will do? He'll be like, oh, okay, well, she must have she must have a dude. She must have somebody. She might be married or whatever. And he'll walk away and leave. But deep down inside, what is the woman saying that is looking for companionship? And she's supposed to be together, but nobody looks at her. I know I've counseled women that would go home. They would get dressed, go out, and come back home and get into bed because nobody paid them any attention.
Okay. You, as you say, there's a lot of meat on that bone, but let me say this right here to your latter point. See, women, if you see a man that you're interested in, there's nothing wrong with striking up a conversation. The problem is you going to the place trying to get a man. Just be yourself, right? Just go and connect. That's it. No strings, no expectations. Listen, I when I used to really go to the club, it would be hours. I could sit, talk to the same person. We would never exchange information. Quite frankly, I probably wasn't interested, right? But that doesn't mean the conversation wasn't good. Like, just because I sit and I talk with you, some people, some men, some women, they buy drinks, things like that. I let it be known up front, right? Whatever you do is gratuitous, right? Gift mean you just did. It's like an offering. You give it up because it was on your heart to do.
Wait a minute.
Right? Ain't no exchange. There's no implied consent or contract here.
Felicia, hold on. Wait a minute.
She just went to straight attorney mode. This is a contract.
Attorney mode. What are you doing?
Baby. Yes.
Wait a minute. So listen, ladies, you all have just been given something that's very good. When you go out to the club and they start buying you drinks, you need to give them what do you call it? What would that be? A
disclaimer.
A disclaimer. There you go. That everything that you are doing, sir, is gratuitous.
And she said something else there that was really, really key. And that makes me think, because a lot of times women leave home with the mindset and the intent to say, I'm going to find my husband today. They are leaving home looking for their husband. They're missing life. You're missing your enjoyment of your life. You're missing the good time that you can just be having in just a general conversation, just be able to just have fun. Mm-hmm. If you're going to the club, chill with your girls. And, if you talk to somebody, just talk to them, enjoy that moment and go home. But they are in their mind. Soon as somebody says, hey there, how you doing? Can I buy you a drink? They're already in their mind saying, I wonder, is he the one?
You know what they are, Felicia? Because we church folk. They're just like John them. Are you the one, or should we look for another?
Look, they are already saying, is he the one? And don't waste my time, because I'm here looking for a husband. Yeah. You ran him off. You ran him off.
Absolutely. Well, wait a minute, Tanya. Listen, LeTonya, hold on. All right, at your place of business, you know for a fact that the women coming in there are on the prowl. It's upscale. Wait a minute now, it's upscale. You all are drawing in an upscale, good-looking brothers that are successful. And I'm telling you, y'all need to go there because it's the bomb. I'm telling you. But you got these guys that are coming there that are well off. They're going to be nicely dressed because it's an upscale establishment. So therefore, they're coming in with a expectation. There is an expectation, you know, and there's nothing wrong with that. But we got to discuss the fact that there is an offense, though, when they believe all men, because we got to get to this point. All men are dogs.
Oh, Mario, now come on. What is in that cup? What is it that is in that cup? No. Here's the thing. I have, you know, now most of the time I be on the side of the guys, but here's the thing. I don't think that women think that most men are dogs or that men just want sex. I don't think that most women think that. I think that women have had bad experiences, right? And they're drawing from that. But back to this, they may be on the prowl all day long, but here's the thing. If y'all don't give in, then can't nobody prowl you. Let me tell you something. This is something, let me tell you, I have learned this no matter what line of work that I have been in my professional life, whether it's attorney, whether it's business consultant, and now proprietor, right? At the end of the day, a man will do anything to impress a woman. So here, let's be real, right? It's called leverage. If I know that, let's just use the lounge, for example, right? When you come in the lounge and sit at the bar, you come in to drink. Normally, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna talk to you, find out what you like. You know, you get a couple Crown and Cokes, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, because you look thirsty tonight, baby. Right? So what am I saying? What I'm saying is, at the end of the day, in dating, everyone does that, right? When you're trying to get to know somebody, you're trying to see whatever that thing is that's important to you. So yeah, everybody goes out with an intention. No matter who you are, you go out with an intention. I think what Felicia says is very key. Don't go out talking about you gonna find your husband tonight. You might end up in jail, right? You don't want him there.
But so Tanya, those are the women that are stereotyping the man because he did not respond to their interactions or the way that they wanted him to. Then all of a sudden he's either no good or he's a dog, or
thank you God,
or he just want to hit it and quit it because they put it out there. They put it out there to say, hey, this is what I am. This is what we are. And then this is what I'm looking for. And then when he take them up on it and that's all he want, all of a sudden he became the dog. But you put that on his plate and said, here's the bone.
Absolutely.
Oh, now you're right about that.
Okay, that's all I'm saying. And that is why we've gotten that rap that we are just dogs.
Here you go with we again. Here you go with that word we.
Why you include yourself?
Always.
Listen.
And then go get mad. Look, Felicia, then he's gonna get mad and be like, well, women, they say this about us. And then we
he felt his help coming, Tanya, because Saafir just showed up. He felt his help coming.
Welcome, Saafir Malik. Please, man.
My apologies. I had some issues going on.
Turn your volume up because we need to hear you, man. We got to hear you. Listen.
What about now?
That's good. These women are trying to rake me across the code. Now, let me ask you this, Saafir.
Yes, sir.
Is it not true that men are considered dogs by most women?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Wait
a minute, Tanya.
I'm arguing the point. No.
Hold on. All right. So most women now will categorize most men as being dogs even if they say, most of them will even say all men are dogs because they can't be trusted because whenever they go out, they're constantly on the prowl, whether they're married, in a relationship or whatever, they can't be trusted. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. Now, because we're considered dog, and that is the consensus for most women because of their experience. I'm going to go with you on Tanya on that. They've had experiences, but from those experiences, they have concluded that all men are dogs, regardless of what, and I'm going to add what Felicia said, even if they gave us what we wanted, how we wanted it, even when we didn't ask for it, we got it. I'm talking about men in general. So here we go now, Saafir, is that when we don't want it, if we turn it down, then there's the accusation period.
Yeah, you gay.
Thank you. I told y'all. See, y'all need to hear the brethren.
Yeah, you accused of being gay or either down low or something wrong with you, and it could be just, you're not my flavor. I'm not feeling you in that way.
You say
the problem that come along. If I get you stuff, I don't want the problem that come along with it. So, just no. But
listen,
either you dog or either you gay.
Now, I'm not saying that doesn't happen, right? I don't think that we're saying that doesn't happen. But y'all don't think that we get backlash if we're not interested? You can Google. First of all, you don't hear no woman shooting a man in the head because he didn't want to give her his phone number.
He keys his car and bust his windows
and cut his tires up.
He's the clown.
But he can get another car.
But what about when she says she doesn't want him? What about when she says that, hold on, or what if she gives him what he's asking for? Then the flip side is that she's a whore. Or when she doesn't want him, then, and then she decides she want to be with his friend because that's more of her flavor, then he start dogging her out. So we're going to put it on the table like that. You got to put it on the table all the way.
Y'all can't bring the
Don't interrupt me, man. Don't interrupt me
in the kitchen.
Don't interrupt me, Mario or Saafir. Listen to me. What happens when she decides that she does not want him, and then he's putting her out there bad because maybe she just didn't like him, or maybe he chewed funny or walked funny, or maybe his t-shirt was dingy. Who knows what the problem is? But whatever the issue is, why does she have to be dogged out or labeled? When either she does exactly what you all, because you kept saying when she does exactly what you all do, or respond the exact same way you are responding.
I'm not saying that it doesn't happen that way.
Don't start stuttering.
Don't
start stuttering.
I'm not saying that it doesn't happen because it really, really does. Yeah. But what we cannot allow you all to do tonight is to make it appear as though it doesn't happen to us, because our topic was, ladies, why you get mad. Because one thing about it, a man can walk away. Those are extreme cases when a woman feels that, the dude walked away. I'm talking about, I'm sorry, it's an extreme case when we see a female and she doesn't respond. We can walk away and leave her alone. We don't have to go crazy. We go crazy if we're in a relationship with her. But just to be hollering at somebody or just trying to see what they're about, we don't normally just lose it on the first go round like that.
I got that, but there's always such a double standard.
No.
So, yeah, it's cool when men do certain things. But when a woman does that exact same thing, it's a double standard. If she was approaching you at your place of business, your church, your CPA firm, she comes in approaching you, then y'all looking like, man, I'm on my job. But if y'all came in on her job and thought, oh, she's a good looking woman, and wanted to holler at her, she's supposed to accept your advances.
No. I think that depends on the level of maturity of the man, because I do interact with, nice looking women, and there are nice looking women that I may go to their office. But if it is strictly business, I don't care how fine she is. I don't care how much she's my flavor. If it's strictly business, I'm going to keep it at that, because I'm not going to cross that line to where now business can be hindered because I'm trying to get my hollers on. I just don't operate like that.
Yeah. See, I'm with Saafir on that. I'm with Saafir on that.
Yeah, me too. And I think that, but I think that's a great point in the sense that there are men, you make a great point about maturity, is that there are men, and that's my point, that can walk away from that and not cross that line. But there are women who, when that doesn't happen, they feel some kind of way. I need some folks on here to tell the truth. There's some women that feel.
So you do mean to tell me that men don't feel a certain kind of way when she doesn't?
Men don't. But we're talking about the fact that it is more common. It is more common for.
Don't you say no more common now.
It is not.
It is though.
In today's time where women are pursuing jobs just like men are pursuing jobs, it is not more common one way or the other. I believe it's on the level playing.
How is it not more common when a man can walk away from an advance and never call her a lesbian, but a brother can walk away and it's called that? Y'all done heard your girlfriend.
Get out of here. I've had people, listen, I have had people say that to me. I have had people ask me that.
I get that.
Oh, well, I see you doing this and blah, blah, blah. And oh, you ain't got no man, you like girls. So wait, for our viewing audiences, let me put that out there. Horse's mouth. I don't like girls. For people that like girls, that's what I ain't knocking it now. If that's what you do. I don't like girls. So men, you never have to ask me that question again. I don't like girls. Okay, back from the public service announcement to the real deal. But seriously, I've had that happen. I've had people dog me out to my face, but I'm okay with that. But now I haven't had the other backlash though. Like Mario, you had mentioned prior to us getting on, like people will go, they'll do a Google review. And I know, Felicia, you said that you had an employee that had that same situation happen. I've not had that happen, but yeah, I've had people say certain things. I've been accused of, like, men that I just have a business relationship with. I've also been accused of having some type of personal relationship with them from my personal relationship. So as women, we get it all the way around. Y'all don't have to deal with that.
Okay, let me ask this question. So then is our consensus tonight that there is no difference in the way we're treated in this matter? Is that what we're talking about? That there is there's perfect balance? Is that what we? I don't
know that we saying that.
I would love to be able to say that, but it's not quite like that.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to be sure. But listen,
let me share this real quick. I know we got to get to the comments, but I'm gonna share this real quick because I know I've shared this with you guys offline. I have had one of the reasons that I stopped doing free consultations is because people wanted to meet up. You know, you do lunch, whatever. I ain't thinking nothing. This is what you do in business, lunch or dinner. Mm-hmm. Halfway through the consultation, I realized I'm actually on a date.
Been there, done that.
Right? So then, and then when I started for consultations, it still would happen. The first thing that I started doing was, I'm like, you know what? You know, I'm just going to give you your money back. Right? Then I thought about it. Well, shoot, you know, you really did waste quite a bit of my time. I need to keep that money. So for those of you that really want to date, sign up for the $225 an hour consultation. And we can eat all the food and we can talk about whatever you want for $225 up to an hour plus cost. Okay. Into my second PSA.
Oh, wow.
Do you have any comments?
Saafir. Now, I know that you have had, you know, Mario had a chance to share. I know Felicia had some stuff too, but Saafir, you joined us a little bit late. Have you had any like crazy things to happen where mm-hmm. Okay, share with us what's going on?
I mean, it was an initial consult with the client, female, and you know, we're just talking, and you know, I'm breaking down to her as far as, you know, I think we're discussing business plan and some tax plan and stuff. And you know, all of a sudden the conversation had kind of twisted a little bit as far as with you know, I like your bow tie. I'm like, okay, well, okay, thank you. You know, now let's get back to this right here. And so, your woman let you be up here by yourself, a good looking man like you. I'm like, ma'am, hold on. You know, right now you're taking it to a place right now to where it's not gonna go. You know, let's get back to the initial consult. You came to me for business plan and tax plan, and we're gonna keep it that way. I do not cross the line with business and personal. So she's like, well, I know you like me. I know I'm your type and all this. So I'm sitting back like, no, this woman crazy. So what she does, this woman stands up and lift up her skirt. And she wearing some, you know, them thongs or whatever. And she was like, Miss Malik, I know you like this. Now, I'm going to be real. I did look a little bit. I did look a little bit.
Not this much.
I'm just being real. I did look a little bit.
He was like this.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, you know, man, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave my office because right now you crossed the line. You disrespected me. You disrespected my business. You just totally disrespected me, and I can no longer do business with you because now you place me in jeopardy. I can't have you going out telling folks, well, yeah, he did this, or he was looking at me, or, you know, he tried to do all these things, because most people who've been to my office, you know, it's just me in my office. So I can't have someone saying that I done something. Now you're ruining my reputation and things like that. And, you know, even after all that was said and done, I mean, she called me back the next day and apologized. And I'm like, you know, I still, you know, I can't do business with you.
So she called and apologized and tried to set up another appointment.
Exactly. So, you know,
she was gonna be naked next time. I just want you to know that.
Right. That's
well,
right.
the thing of it is, I know a lot of CPAs, I know a lot of attorneys that have lost their license.
Better believe it.
Moving around with clients that they've crossed the line and they knew they shouldn't have crossed the line.
Yes, sir.
But so, you know, that's what I was going to ask. Okay, so we get it. Mario and Saafir, y'all will never, ever, 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 ever cross the line. We got it. We got it. Y'all don't do nothing wrong. Nobody.
No, I ain't saying that.
Y'all just shoot them off. We got it. We got it.
Yeah, they strong like that.
They strong. That's right. I don't care how they come in, you know, butt naked, whatever. They got it. They gonna
these thongs in your face. Go on.
But for the other guys that aren't as strong as you are, and that are, you know, pastors that step out, CPAs that step out, you know, whatever the profession is, people that actually go there. The reason that these type of women, I'm not even in particular saying anybody, but the reason that these type of women feel that they can get away with it is because they have gotten away with it.
Yeah,
I agree.
And others have allowed it to happen, and they come in and they feel like, you know, all these other pastors want me. What's wrong with you? That's why they put it out there. There's something wrong with you. That you must like them other kind, because you're not making the advances at them that everybody else have made. So when you have those situations, you know, in their mind, they'll probably try to, even though she's got up, she left on out your office, Saafir. After she showed you her thong, she left on out your office. But she was trying to come back the next day because in her mind, you just possibly could not have not wanted her.
Right.
That, you know, that ain't no, oh, okay, I'm sorry. I just want to apologize. Now we can go back to doing business. No, she was coming back in for round 2. She was gonna make it weak. In one way or another, she was going to break you down.
And then when did people stop being subtle? Right? Like, when did that? Now we do have a comment. We got a couple of comments. Somebody say that women or people do, you know, make passes to get what they want. I don't think you have to make, women don't have to make passes to get what they want.
That's right.
See how she put that back? Y'all saw that? Y'all saw that? See, that's how you get what you want right there. We're gonna turn it into a lesson.
Oh,
right?
Wow.
Women don't have to persuade men. We don't persuade. That's what a problem running. That's why the people that you talked about earlier, they go home, get in the bed, because they don't understand that we control men with influence. Period. We make you think it's your idea, and then you just do stuff. Oh,
hold on.
Y'all love that.
Hold on.
Y'all, I don't care. The man that's talking about, oh, I want a strong woman. You want a damsel in distress. That one time, she might be super strong, but that one time she called you like, I don't know what to do. You gonna be like, that's my wife right there, baby, because she needs me. She cried. She cried, dog. She cried. That's how y'all be doing. So stop with it.
We need to ask you what's in your glass tonight, because you the shame. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Well, you know what though? I'll tell you what. I won't disagree. I will not disagree with that. I think that is absolutely the truth. But I think it also depends on the individual. I do believe that women don't have to make a lot of effort. They can just really show up. And that's the truth. They can just show up. But now
laugh at a few stale jokes.
Sure, absolutely. Absolutely. And actually, a woman can just step in a place and kind of just detect what a dude's weaknesses are. You know what I mean? She can just step in. She can discern that. She can do that. But I think it does depend upon the individual. I think that the individual that knows the game, I've had women. In fact, there was a time when a college student came to my office. I was at the church by myself. I was sitting in my office. She came into the office and she saw my truck out front. So she came in. I was there by myself, and all of her glory was sitting on out, just out there. And she pulled a chair up to the front of my desk and just leaned in.
Maybe she was tired from carrying all them books across campus.
That's what it was, LeTonya.
She had no books.
She was like this.
She ain't had no books. She had books, but she had no books.
Oh,
she came in there to get some book money.
Okay, but you know what? But seriously, because we're winding down on time. One of the things that I do want us to shift a little bit to is because we all have had some crazy things happen. We know that, and we've laughed about it offline. But in relationships, though, how do you deal with that now that it's going to impact? It may impact the situation with your mate. Like I shared with you guys, I had a situation of like being accused of, like what you said, like, well, what did you have on? What are you saying to these people that's making them think that you want to date them, and all this sort of stuff? And it started to mess with me a little bit because I'm like, well, dang, maybe I am doing something that's kind of leading people on. Maybe it is me versus this is just a situation. So how do you guys, have you had experience with that, and how did you deal with it?
Well, I think the thing of it is, from what I've learned, whether it's dating or whether it's marriage, you have to ask the person, can they deal with the burden of being with you? And what I mean by that is not necessarily anything bad, but there's an old thing that I say all the time when it comes to women. If you can hang in there during tax season, we may be able to do something, to grow together or whatever. I also let them know, hey, I have a lot of female clients. So if we're out and a female speak to me, it is what it is. Hey, Mr. Malik, how you doing? It's not even Saafir. It's, hey, Mr. Malik, how are you doing? And of course you introduce and everything like that. But I think it depends on the security level of that person also. Because if I'm dating a woman and she's, attorney or whatever, and I know she has clientele, then I'm trusting her to know that she's going to do what she's supposed to do. And I think it just really depends on the security level of that person. If they can't deal with it, I'm sorry, let them go.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. It is very difficult to be a single pastor. I've had that situation before where it just turned into a horrible situation because oftentimes you already know that there are more women at church than men.
Yep.
So they're going to come up, and it is a part of your job to interact. And so you have to give each person their amount of time. There are going to be times you got to meet with persons in the church, and they probably are 9 times out of 10 going to be women. When you get home, you really don't have the wherewithal to explain why we were talking. Mm-hmm. You don't have the energy to keep explaining each person's arrival. You see what I mean? And in the church, for me, people will sit there and watch different people come into church and watch them and say, she's here for him. She's here for him. Absolutely. That's just my truth. And so what you do is you have a problem because when you're trying to talk to them or you greet them, you hear this all the time. Women know women. Women know women. Mm-hmm. And I know the way she stood up there looking at you, she's trying to get with you. And you're trying to say, no, what you talking about? And then you get caught. But you see, you be stupid now. You act like you don't know. Where y'all discernment now? You the prophet.
You should have seen that woman 2 weeks before she got there.
That's right.
But that's the truth.
I do feel what y'all saying. I mean, because I think there is a default amount of baggage that comes with that when you work with people and it's a client type based service. I mean, Felicia, you in hospitality, so that means that you've got to be personable with everybody. LeTonya, you've got to be in an office with clients. Saafir, you got to be in office with clients. I got to be in office, and I got to put all these mechanisms and measures in place to not close the door, make sure. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll hop on the desk now. I'm telling you now. But I praise God for my little church members that's looking today, and y'all not like that. The Lord. Thank God for you. But that's not the case with everybody. That's not the case. But I do believe that it's hard when you come home some days and you want to share with that person that somebody did something or whatever. You told them, okay, now you know I was doing this when we got together.
Yep. You preaching, boy. I done told them that.
You know, you
knew what I was doing for the
absolutely. LeTonya, you said the disclaimer. You know, that listen, there are going to be a lot of people in my face, but you got to trust me. And so what I try to do is to build that trust by being trustworthy with you so that you don't have to look for me. You don't have to wonder where I am. I'm going to answer my phone. My phone is sitting here. I'm not hiding anything. But at the end of the day, you can't control a person's insecurity. So I do believe that there is a certain amount of that just comes along with what you do. And I guess you have to find that rhythm with your partner.
I also think, though, it puts you in a position, do I share and do I not share? If you don't feel like you can trust giving them that information without being judged or without being told it must be something you do, because I've been in that place as well where, well, what did you do to want that? Yeah. Now I can come home and I talk to my husband. I say, let me tell you what this joker said. And we laugh about it because that's the kind of relationship that we have. We built that trust where we can share anything. But there are some people that will just say, must be something you did, or what did you have on, and how are you acting when they said that? What did you do? What were you doing? What did you say that made them say that? And they'll automatically turn the tables and make you feel like that you are less than what you are because they can't trust you. And some of that is that's because they know what they're doing. So they know that if they were on the other side of that guy and that guy said that to you, that's probably what they probably said. You know how y'all do. That's probably what they said to somebody else, and now they're looking at you all side-eyed because they know they can't trust themselves.
Please don't be saying no y'all now. Don't be saying that. But let me go these comments right quick. Terry Gardner said, well, let me get Angelo first because that's when I marked. He said, if you have a flirtatious nature, then you have to be more careful and more mindful. Are any of you all flirtatious by nature?
I don't think I'm flirtatious, but I'm a little touchy-feely.
I will probably say I got a little some of that. Because, listen, I used to be in sales management, and so I had quotas to meet. So if they laughed or said something, I'll be like, we gonna sign this paper right here.
Hey, I told y'all.
I'm trying to get my sales.
I'd be like, baby, you look a little thirsty right there. You want something else to drink?
Boy.
Ooh. Knock them down.
Right, you gotta say it. I got you. You know, okay. And Terry is giving us a really great opinion. She said, in my opinion, in the professional setting, more persistence tends to come from the woman versus the man due to more risks of sexual harassment or rape allegations.
Yep.
It is easier for men to move on after rejection, as stated earlier. Of course, there are extreme cases on either side of the argument.
Yeah, that's good.
That's real good. Yeah, but I think that Antonia said, truly, sometimes you're not flirting. It's misinterpreted as such, but I understand. And I guess sometimes, if you are a people person and the person that you're talking to really can't handle that, even though you can't control that, but it's your nature to engage people, then I guess that can be misinterpreted a little bit, because you're trying to be really nice to them. I don't know. Sometimes you have to ask other people to kind of watch you a little bit and see, do you come off as flirtatious?
But here's the thing. It's still subjective, though. Like, if my natural personality is a certain way, like you said, some people are going to take it as flirting. Some people are going to take it as that's just how she is. One of the things, just in general, people have told me for years, like, I can't really tell if you like me or not. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I see how you operate with me, but then I see you, act the same way with somebody else.
Now, let me ask you, at that point, do you believe that that's a part of your training for attorney, though, to always keep yourself in a safe position, though? Do you think that is spilled over?
It probably has, like, subconsciously without me really knowing that. Okay. But the other thing, too, in training is, you have to be able to relate to whoever walks through that door. So it's this turn on, turn off, and now it's just automatic. I mean, I've been doing this 15, or so years. So now it probably is just automatic, and it's probably something that I don't think about. But I know for me personally, it probably hinders me in relationships. Like, because people probably feel like, man, she talking to everybody, right? So they don't approach because they like, this lady isn't serious, and it's something I'm not even thinking about because I don't think about it that way.
So,
but I think in anybody's profession, that you are trained to be one way at all times. I manage a hotel. I smile at everybody, whether you look good or whether you smell bad. I'm there to do a job and to do a service and to make sure that you were, properly taken care of on all levels. And I can see how someone will take my smile for, oh man, she was trying to get with me.
Yeah.
It's not just your smile, it's because you're beautiful.
Thank you, LeTonya. Thank you, Mario. Thank you.
Listen, I'm going to read a comment. Clinton says, women here in California love my Southern charm. As a realtor, it works for me. I turn up the charm and for my female clients, but I see women do it in business all the time. And I think, I think that's a reality. You know what I mean?
Reality.
You got to have one of the things I know that even when I was traveling on the road, one of the things that you have to have is an engaging personality and nice teeth. That's real critical. That's very.
Smile, Mario. Go on, please.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You got to have that.
Oh, wow.
And I remember my friend told me one time, she said, you need to stop wearing that cologne when you preach and stuff and moving among those women. You need to stop that because you're stirring their flesh. You know what I mean? So my thing is that I think that everything is subjective. Everything is subjective. You're right, Tonya. Everything is subjective because you can't control other people's responses. One question I have for Saafir. Have you ever had have you lost any clients because you wouldn't, and you were clear that this was going to lose you a client that you've had to walk away from? Has it affected business for you?
Yes, on several occasions. Because at the end of the day, for me, it's about maintaining the integrity of my business. Mm-hmm. And the thing of it is, there have been clients to where I had to strictly say, you know what, this is not going to work. And I just can't do business with you because you're crossing the line and you put me in a place to where I don't want to be. So, I don't want to lose business, but at the same time, because I know, and I'm not saying all women are like this, but guess what? If I get with you and date you and you was a client, now you're going to be wondering what dog is he meeting other female clients and trying to date them. And at the end of the day, I'm just going to be real. The primary reason, especially with crossing the line, especially with what I do, any woman that comes in my office and try to offer it to me, and if I take it, she gonna feel like I ain't got to pay this Negro for his services. I'm sorry, I cannot take that to Alabama Power.
She made a deposit.
Exactly. So I can't, I can't jeopardize. Now I know guys that do that. Man, she ain't have no money, so I told her, come on in the office and straighten me up. It ain't that serious for me. Because I like money. It is what it is. And, I'm just not going to do that, and because I can't take that to the light bill company.
Yeah.
I can't take it at all.
Yeah. And Tonya says that she's just a person who talks and she touches people, and
I feel her pain.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And I know for a fact that one thing that my pastor told me, he said, well, you're going to have to watch your interaction because in church, there's a lot of hugging and stuff. He says, I'm going to teach you how to hug, how to embrace them so that it's not misinterpreted. You can't give them room for that. Mm-hmm. And once again, though, if you want them people that just like what you like, it don't matter. You can get them the church hug if you want to, and they still going to be like, I felt something. There was an instant. The spirit hit me or something. I felt it.
They going to change.
Did you see what? He hugged me.
Yeah, listen. When that woman put her arms around your neck, that ain't the church hug right there.
That's not the church hug.
That ain't the church hug. See? That ain't the church hug.
Yeah.
That's that I want you to get all up on me hug. That's how it is.
Yeah. I think that to kind of bring us on in, I think we all have reached the conclusion that it's not just women that get mad when they're rejected. I think people.
Wait a minute. A question on the floor is, what's the church hug?
I ain't got nobody here.
A little to the side and a little pat.
Right.
Just a little to the side. You can't go on like
no body contact. They only you lean in with your shoulder.
Right.
Lean in with your shoulder.
It can't
and
be
a couple of pats on the back.
Right. You
no
can't
full embrace.
And watch this. Your hands can't be down low. They
Oh,
got to
bro.
be with the shoulder blade. It need to be up toward the shoulder blade. And it needs to be short. It can't be long.
That's right.
And don't rub. It's got if you do any contact,
just two pats.
Don't you rub. Don't you rub.
That's true, because if you get to rubbing, some things gonna get warm. I'm telling you,
It's gonna be misinterpreted. Be
That's
like,
right.
girl, he was rubbing my back, honey.
Absolutely.
He rubbed mine differently than he rubbed yours. That's what
Absolutely.
they say.
And then I press all my bosoms on it. And so that's just it. You can't do that. Don't put them there. Turn them to the side. But I think it's safe to say, though, that people in general have the propensity to misinterpret all of our intentions.
Yeah.
And it have to be in it. And we got a lot of entrepreneurs on here and people that are in business, period, whether you're in corporate America or whatever. You have to be extremely careful how you interact with people, and you make sure that you don't cross the line, because it can be misinterpreted. You need to make sure that you stay in the clear, because people will get mad. People will get very upset when they're rejected. I think Angela said earlier that nobody likes to be rejected or embarrassed. Yeah. However, you can't control that, because some people are desperate, and we don't want anybody getting in no trouble because you're trying to keep it straight. And sometimes I want to add this is what I forgot to talk about, is some people are pressured with those relationships because they're trying to secure business. I would rather walk away than cross that line, But
here's the thing that, and we don't have time to talk about it. It's for another show. But I think people that are full-time entrepreneurs like us is, a lot of times when you work at a regular job, you really can meet people. You can meet people and have relationships and things like that. Maybe not coworkers, but just in your interactions. For people like us, especially Saafir and I, it's kind of like it's just you. Everybody that comes in your office is a potential client. So that pool of people that you meet at work, it is very low. Now listen, let me be clear. I'm not going to say like I've never had a situation where it was a business opportunity and a man wasn't fine, right? That I wasn't like, well, wait a minute now, I ain't dating nobody, right? But I have to always go back, just like Saafir says, I have to weigh, is this business relationship so important to me that I don't want nothing that's going to jeopardize that? And if the answer is yes, I just have to, keep it moving. But if the answer is no, I ain't going to do business with them, right? But then I'm going to see like, well, okay, like what's going on with you?
LeTonya, I so appreciate that comment, because to our male men on the show today who they don't do no wrong, they perfect. They perfect. Office, they kick them out of church. They don't do nothing.
He ain't do nothing.
Felicia, because let me tell you something. The reason that I'm like this is because I was burned from that. And from that, you learn not to cross that again. I'm talking about burned for real. And you know what? My mom, they raised those stupid kids. You got to learn from that mistake. To ruin your life is present. And it takes a minute to recover.
Yes.
So it ain't that we ain't made no mistakes, but you learn from them and be like, I'm not going to do that no more.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank everyone for joining us. Thank you so much, Saafir Malik. Thank you so much, Felicia Smith. It is always a pleasure, guys. These are our resident experts, but it's always a pleasure to have them on and talk about some real talk and share with you guys. We are here every Tuesday evening, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Before we go, Mario, did you have any last words?
Thank you all so much, as always, for being so faithful and sharing these videos. Even if you come back on the replay, share them. It's great conversation. Maybe this will start a conversation with you and your girlfriends or you and your boys.
Awesome. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.